All right, I want to show you kind of my expectations for the outline, which is the next checkpoint in the project. And I want to give you a structure that helps keep you organized. So you're going to go into Desmos, you're going to create an account, and then I'm not logged in right now, but you can log in, create an account, and then name your graph. What you're going to do is you're going to add your image. So you're going to go down to add image, make sure you save that image to the desktop. I'm going to use a watering can that's similar to the one I created. For my image logo, I'm going to press choose, and then it shows up on the screen. Now, you can resize this, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. I'm going to make mine a little bit larger, so I'm not just dealing with tiny decimals, but I don't want to make it too big. So let's maybe bring it to about here. Okay, and you can see it's centered around the origin. You can also manipulate the center and the size over on this side if you wanted to change the center. So I could do 5, 0 and it'll shift it. Just for teaching's sake, I'm going to keep mine at 0, 0. And then once you have that, what you're going to start doing is you're going to start identifying the points on your image that you're going to create functions for. And this is going to require a little bit of kind of guessing and checking in terms of making sure those points land on the vertices. So I'm going to start with this point over here on the right at 15. So I'm really going to type in 15, comma, and then it looks like it's about 1.5. And I can check this by zooming in, and you can see that it's almost 1.5. I want to come down a little bit with it, so I'm actually going to do 1.4, and that's right where it crosses. Okay, so that's going to be my first point. And then my next one, I'm going to have a curve connect this whole part right here. So I'm going to do another point right about here, which would be, let's see, I'm going to space this out. I'll show you why in a second. This looks about 6.5, comma, let's say negative 7.5. That's almost there. You can see 6.5 is here, negative 7.5 is right on this. I'm going to come up a little bit more with it, so let's try negative 7.4. There we go. That hits it pretty nicely. And then the reason I'm leaving a space in between here is I want to know what type of function can fit that curve. So there's different functions I can do, but let me actually get out my pen. An absolute value or linear would be it would be a line. It wouldn't exactly match that. You can kind of see that it would be too straight. So I could actually draw on a curve here. Maybe somewhat of a quadratic would fit that decent. Maybe even a cubic. So a quadratic would normally look something like this. So that could fit it. A cubic could go like this and then kind of come down. So we could actually do half a cubic. Excuse me. Maybe it would look like this. Coming up on this side and up on this side. But for simplicity's sake, let's try a quadratic here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to type in quadratic. And we're going to do half of quadratic, the right side of a quadratic. Okay? And that's going to connect these two curves. Now, I'm going to plot a new point. I'm going to plot this one right here, which would be, I'm going to leave a space again. I'm going to connect this with a linear function. So right side of a quadratic, we're going to do linear, and we're going to do 5, let's say about 5.3, and maybe negative 6.3. Oh, that was pretty close. I'm going to want to come a little bit to the left. So let's try 5.2, and let's try negative 6.2. 6.3. I'll try that one. And I'm just going to the nearest tenth. If you want to be more accurate, you can. So again, this tells us that a linear function is going to connect these two. Then I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to do another linear function here to connect these 2 points. see, this looks about negative 5.8, 5 point maybe, let's see, 5.8 and negative 6.3. You can see that one's off, so we can bring it in, negative 5 point, maybe 6, maybe 5, maybe 4, and come up with this. There we go. And that's linear. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to plot points all the way around this whole image. You're going to tell me the type of curves that fit on each part. I also wanted to talk about some of the more complex curves in your logo image. So let's say and I'm just going to draw now so you can see, but let's say I have some points that I'm identifying. So I have this one. Now, to make a curve from here to here, this would not be a function because you can see it fails a vertical line test, passes in two places. So to get around this, what you end up having to do is you have to divide this into a couple different functions. So we actually, maybe we'll do something like this. We'll have a point from here to here where you have this curve. And this could be a quadratic, maybe. And then, or maybe just the left side of the quadratic. You can see the other side coming out like that. And then we have another curve, maybe from here all the way. Or let's just end it right here, where you have another quadratic. Now what we've done is we have taken that curve, which was originally one big curve, and we divided it into two different parts to make it a function. You might have to do this on your project. Actually, you probably will have to. And then the question is thinking about what type of shapes would work. So we could do another one from here to like here. Let's see this curve. This could be another quadratic. And then once you get here, if you look at it, then I almost have a cubic that fits in here, where that could be my locator, this could be my bottom, this could be my HK, and this could be my cubic. So the challenge with this project is not only sketching the curves, but figuring out where to put your locator points and how to divide up different curves to best mirror the shape. And the more you divide it up, oftentimes the more accurate it can be. Also, as you can see, if you look at this quadratic, this is not a whole quadratic, it's only half of it. The whole thing would actually extend to the other side, but by doing half of it, you just get that one part, because you can see this curve on the right is different than the curve on the left. Okay, so it becomes more nuanced. Now, on the left side of this, again, you're going to want to write what you're doing over here. So on this side goes your locator points, and then also the type of function that's connecting the two. Okay. All right. I expect you to do this for the entire image. You'll have probably multiple points. Some of you will have 30 or 40. Some of you might actually have like 100, depending on how complex you want it to be. Do the outline first, and then if you still have room for it, or if you want to do some of the inside of the image, do that as well. Okay? All right, I hope this video is helpful.